What's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over the top stocks that are trending right now on Wall Street Bets. We had a crazy week in the market with all these huge earnings from Apple, Amazon, Facebook, a ton of huge companies. We had that FOMC meeting, or press conference, I should say, with Powell. We had that Robinhood IPO. The market's very choppy right now, and historically speaking, when the markets are like this, sometimes some of the hype stocks can come up out of nowhere and explode up. So definitely an important week to watch some of these trending stocks. If we head over to the Wall Street Trends Tracker on QuiverQuant, over the past 7 days, we could see the most trending stocks, you can say, on Wall Street Bets right here on the right-hand side. Of course, we had the SPY, but AMD is the top one on the list. This one has been exploding over the past, I would say, past 4 days. And this one, I'm not bullish on. I'm actually looking to sell some calls on this one, and let me explain why. So, you can say over the past month, this thing had like a $22 move to the upside, which is huge. And I'm a huge fan of AMD stock. I love the company. They're a powerhouse stock, and I think that they have a lot of potential for the long term. But just looking back throughout history, anytime we see a move this large, a lot of the times AMD pulls back. Like I said, I'm a fan of this company for the long term, but when we look back throughout history, like anytime it has a huge move, it really pulls back. Like we can look back in February of 2020. We can, well, of course, everything pulled back then, but but the only move that it really didn't pull back on was in the crazy bull market rally, you can say, back in July of 2020. But besides that, anytime it has a big move, it pulls back, like we saw on September 1st of 2020. You could even say beginning of October 2020, and you could even say December of 2020. Anytime it has a huge move, it pulls back. Even if we look back on, July of this year, popped up and came right back down. So, long story short, I'm not bullish on this company right now. I actually might sell some calls on it, or maybe even get some puts, but probably not. Most likely going to sell some call credit spreads on it, or maybe even sell some naked calls. And then with the next one, we have Hood. So this is the Robinhood IPO. There's not too much chart data with this one. I know that everyone has a lot of mixed opinions on this one because a lot of people don't like Robinhood, but there's really not too many levels to watch for this one. It is trending on Wall Street Bets, but I would assume, I've been looking through Wall Street Bets a little bit, but I know that they're not a big fan of Robinhood, to say the least. I know there's a lot of hate towards Robinhood and Vlad for everything that happened with AMC and GameStop a couple months ago. So, the major levels I'm watching are like this resistance at $40.25, and then the support right around $33.25. If it breaks out of either of those levels, it could be good for like a breakout or breakdown trade for momentum real quick. But besides that, there's not too much chart data to go off of. So, of course, it's on my radar. And options should start with this stock in a couple days, probably like the middle of next week. Normally, it takes like 5 trading days or so before options are able to be traded. And then Tesla had a great week this week. If we look at Tesla, it's also trending on Wall Street Bets. It was breaking out on Thursday and Friday. If we look intraday, it's holding support at $683, and then resistance on Friday was like $697, you can say, but $700 is that main level to watch out for. If it starts trending up, I think this one definitely has potential for like a day trade to the upside, or maybe even a couple day swing. It's really just been stuck in the mud over the past couple months, actually, and it's breaking out pretty nice right now. So definitely keep this one on your radar. Of course, it's good to see that increased hype or increased momentum with Tesla because it's definitely a runner. And then with the next one, we have Amazon. So this one I'm actually really worried about. And when we look at Amazon, so they didn't have bad earnings. It just wasn't great. I know that they missed out on a couple of their estimates, but they're really tanking off. And when you have a stock as big as Amazon down, you could say almost 8%, that's going to have a huge influence on a lot of other stocks. And when we look throughout history with Amazon, let's say we go to like a 2-year time frame, whenever it sells off, it's not like it's just one day. So like, for example, if we go back to, of course, February of 2020, everything was selling off, so I guess we could ignore that one. But, even if you go to July of 2020. It had this nice red candle and it bled down for a couple days. You can say the same thing in the beginning of September. You can say the same thing in like the middle of October last year. You can say the same thing you could say like February and March this past year. Same thing the beginning of May. Like the point I'm trying to make is, when it gets into like these downtrends, for the most part, they last for a couple days or sometimes even a couple weeks. And, we're definitely in a downtrend right now on Amazon. So, just going off of past data, normally when this setup happens, it ends up continuing down more for a couple days or a couple weeks. So I'm actually kind of bearish on this one, and I'm going to be watching like the QQQ and other elevated tech stocks to the downside. Apple, in my opinion, has a lot of room to fall, and I've seen a lot of smart money buy some puts on this one. And plus, with Amazon falling almost 8%, in my opinion, there's a good chance that we see Apple or at least other tech stocks continue to sell off if Amazon continues to sell off the way it is. So definitely keep that one on your radar and look at other tech stocks in the space. And then we have Tilray. So MJ stocks had a very interesting week. If we look at Tilray, it's down, you could say 5% today. Like an intraday chart over the past week, Tilray exploded up on earnings and then just kind of sold off for Thursday and Friday. It is still holding support right around $14.50. If it breaks below that, in my opinion, the setup is basically done, but it has potential to bounce. And like we saw on Wednesday, when this thing like has that positive momentum, it can really run. So definitely keep this one on your radar. It has a lot of potential, but it's been struggling a lot over the past couple months, but it definitely has potential. And then with the last one, we have BABA. So BABA had, of course, a very interesting past couple months with all of the China news that came out, but they have earnings very soon. So if we go on the chart and zoom in, we can see earnings are on August 3rd. And I actually, in yesterday's video, I saw a lot of call buying come into BABA. So I saw a lot of smart money really loading up on BABA, 195 straight calls for September 17th. The smart money can be doing a lot of things with this. Personally, I think that they're just like buying and longing the calls. Of course, they have a lot more information than all retail traders combined. So, but I'm really seeing a lot of smart money flowing into the calls. So I would think that they would pop, but like I said, take that with a grain of salt. There's a lot of variables, and the smart money knows a lot more than all the retail traders. But BABA, in my opinion, they're a solid company. They're at some good levels. It's just you have a very unique risk with them, given that China news can come out at any time, and it can just totally change the direction and momentum of the stock. So if we go back to the mentions chart, the main things I'm watching for the upcoming week is we have that Amazon sell-off that I think will continue to impact other tech stocks. We have Tilray at a major support level. We have that BABA earnings. We have Tesla moving up pretty well. And then AMD at some crazy levels, which if we look in the past, normally it'll sell off around these levels or when it has this type of move. So if you guys like this video, or if you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about AMD, Amazon selling off, Tesla moving up. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Let me know what stocks you guys are watching for this upcoming week, and have an amazing weekend.